I didn't realize I was being followed until the road stopped making sense. I was driving east through the Sierra foothills, one of those long mountain routes where the trees crowd close and the curves come faster than your headlights can react. It was past midnight. No moon, no traffic, just forest and asphalt. That's when I noticed the headlights behind me. They stayed far back at first, too far to see the vehicle. Just two dim points floating between the trees whenever the road straightened. I assumed they'd pass eventually. They didn't. 20 minutes went by, then 30. Every turn I took, they took. Every time I slowed, they slowed. When I sped up, they stayed exactly the same distance behind me. That's when I knew it wasn't coincidence. I checked my mirrors again. No license plate reflection, no shape, just lights. I told myself it was nothing. Late night paranoia, mountain driving messes with your head. Then I reached a fork in the road. No signs, no reflectors, just asphalt splitting into two narrow routes, both disappearing into dense forest. I took the right. The headlights followed. My pulse climbed. I checked my phone. No service. The clock read 12:41 a.m., frozen like it had been for the last 10 minutes. The road narrowed. Trees leaned inward, branches clawing at the dark. The air felt colder, heavier, like the forest was holding its breath. Then the road ended. Not gradually, not with warning. It simply stopped. My headlights washed over dirt, rocks, and trees where pavement should have been. I slammed the brakes, heart pounding, tires skidding just short of the drop-off ahead. I sat there, shaking, engine idling. The headlights behind me didn't stop. They kept coming. I threw the car into reverse, panic flooding my chest, but the engine stalled. The headlights stopped 20 feet away. The car behind me finally became visible. It was old, older than anything I'd seen on the road in years. Boxy, dark, paint dulled to a matte finish that absorbed light instead of reflecting it. No license plate, no visible driver. The driver's door opened. Someone stepped out. Tall, thin, wearing dark clothes that blended into the trees behind them. Their face was impossible to make out, like my eyes refused to focus on it. They walked toward my car slowly, not threatening, casual, like they knew I wasn't going anywhere. My engine turned over on the second try. I slammed it into gear, spun the wheel, and floored it, tearing off down the dirt shoulder, branches scraping the sides of my car as I forced my way past the dead end and back into the trees. I didn't look back. I didn't stop driving for nearly an hour. Eventually, the road reappeared beneath my tires. Real asphalt, reflectors, a highway sign confirming I was back on a known route. The headlights were gone. I laughed out loud, shaky and breathless, telling myself I'd imagined it. Stress, fatigue, my mind filling in gaps. I drove until dawn. I should have let it go. But a week later, I saw the car again. This time, it was parked across the street from my apartment. Same shape, same dull paint, same absence of detail. I stood at my window, staring down at it. No one inside. I didn't call the police. I didn't even go outside. I just watched until sunrise when the car was gone. After that, I started noticing patterns. Every time I drove at night, no matter where I went, the headlights would appear. Not immediately. Always after I'd been alone long enough. They never followed during the day, only when I was the only car on the road. I started changing routes, driving different highways, avoiding mountains altogether. It didn't matter. The headlights always found me, always stayed the same distance back, never passed, never fell behind. One night I pulled over suddenly, jumped out of my car and ran toward them. The road behind me was empty. No car, no lights, just silence. That was the night I found the note. It was tucked under my windshield wiper the next morning. No envelope, just a folded piece of yellowed paper. The handwriting was unfamiliar, but the message was clear. You're not the first. You're just the one who noticed. I felt sick. I searched my car for tracking devices, found nothing, checked with the police. They shrugged it off. Then the dreams started. Endless roads, trees blurring past, headlights in the distance, always behind me, never catching up, never leaving. In the dreams, I knew something I didn't know when I was awake. The headlights weren't following me. They were waiting. The realization came slowly, like something surfacing from deep water. Every time I drove alone at night, I felt it. A pressure, a pull, like the road wanted me to keep going. One night, I stopped fighting it. I let the headlights guide me. I drove north, deeper into the mountains, taking turns I didn't recognize, roads I was sure weren't on any map. My hands moved without conscious thought. My foot stayed steady on the gas. The headlights stayed behind me, unwavering. Eventually, I reached a familiar fork in the road. The same one. No signs, no markings. I stopped. The headlights behind me brightened slightly. I understood then. This wasn't about following. It was about choice. I took the left road this time. The forest grew thicker, the air colder. The world felt thinner, like it could tear if I pushed too hard. The road stretched on for miles, then ended exactly like before. Dead stop. But this time I didn't brake. I drove straight ahead. The ground didn't give way. Instead, it softened. The sensation was wrong, like driving onto something that yielded without braking. My car slowed, then stopped completely. The engine died. The headlights behind me shut off. I stepped out. The forest was gone. I stood on a vast open stretch of land beneath a sky with no stars. The road extended endlessly in both directions, perfectly straight, perfectly flat. And I wasn't alone. Cars lined the roadside as far as I could see, hundreds of them, thousands, all different makes, different eras, all empty. Behind each one, faint headlights glowed, waiting. A presence moved beside me, not walking, sliding. "You noticed," it said without sound. "What is this place?" I asked. "A pause," it replied, "between destinations." "Why me?" "You looked back." I thought of the note, the dreams, the feeling of being watched. "What happens now?" I asked. The presence turned its attention to the road ahead. "You drive," it said, "until someone else notices." The headlights behind my car flickered on. I understood the final truth then. The thing following me was never a single car. It was the road itself. And now every time I hear about someone vanishing on a quiet California highway at night, I know exactly where they went. Because sometimes, when I'm alone long enough, I see headlights in the distance, and I feel the road waiting for me to turn around.